Hey guys, DB right here, and welcome to What If Goku Met Gine in HFIL. Now, to be honest, it took me a little bit of time to actually work out what I wanted to do for part 3, but I think it's important before we get straight into the continuation, we rewind the track a little bit, because, well, it has been pointed out by someone in the direct messages on my Instagram that I did make a slight boo-boo, as it were. Only slight, something that can be easily fixed. But then again, I don't recall actually giving a clear answer on how strong Guinea has become with her little sparring sessions with her son. Now, mind you, she's only having these sparring matches with her son because, that's simply how Saiyans bond. And, she missed out on that whole thing with, Kakarot, because they had to send him off world, Frieza blew up the planet. I mean, she got to have that time with Raditz, but none of that bonding time with her son at all, with Kakarot at all. So this was sort of a way, as far as Gine knew, that she could make up for that. And well, essentially, we get the whole... It's time to become clear that, to be honest, Guinea isn't getting much out of those sparring sessions just because of the huge power difference between Goku and herself. It's too great. Even with Goku holding back as much as he can, he's still beating her more or less way too easily, and of course not badly enough that she's getting much of a Zenkai boost out of it. And it's not like Gine really wants extra power anyway. And while King Kai has offered to teach Gine the art of Kaioken and whatnot, and Gine only ultimately agreed to attain the power just as sort of an emergency in case she ever needs it, just in case someone gives her trouble in Otherworld or, whatever else. It wasn't a bad idea to at least attain a multiplier power like Kaioken. Did King Kai teach a Spirit Bomb as well? Just to be clear, no. Just Kaioken. And, well, so now that I've pretty much, hopefully, established that, it's time to continue as we head into part 3 of this story and continue. So now Goku has left for his 24 hours back on Earth in order to compete in the Tenkaichi Budokai, and well, as luck would have it, he is drawn with Vegeta, who is very excited about having to finally have his matchup with Kakarot. Except, we all know what's happened there because we're hitting pretty much the beginning of the Buu arc, and pretty much most of the Buu arc pretty much plays out much like it does in the original anime. Now, except with maybe a slight difference. I can't remember if this happened in the anime or not, or in the manga. However, as Gine is performing her duties, she's cooked a meal for King Kai, and since they're still camped out at Grand Kai's place, they actually, by they I mean Gine, is actually helping the Grand Kai staff with providing food from everyone else who's using, well, Grand Kai's training facilities at the moment. And well, suddenly, Gine is surprised at some of these new arrivals who have found their way to Grand Kai's place, and well, this is Krillin and Yamcha, who had just been killed, turned into chocolate by Majin Buu and eaten, up on top of the lookout, and well, they naturally go up to King Kai, someone they recognize, and well, this is the first chance that Gine actually has the chance to meet a couple of her son's friends, people who have known him throughout his entire life. And, well, she's definitely heard funny stories about Krillin. Ah, so you're the one who trained to make up for being short. Why does Goku tell everybody that? First his son and now his mother? Oh. And, well, some other guests have arrived too, like Android 18, some of the others, Roshi. A lot of people were eaten by Boo that day. But yeah, most of the warriors pretty much ended up there. Meanwhile, Videl, Bulma, and Chi-Chi are in a different area of, I guess you could say, heaven, and are trying to find Gohan there. And instead they find a hilariously reformed Deborah there instead, who is basically in heaven as a punishment. And we pretty much know how that goes. And, well, suddenly, Guinea, Krillin, and Yamcha, after Guinea's done with some food supplies, she actually has a couple of sparring matches with Yamcha and Krillin. Now, she's able to, actually do pretty well, sparring with, Yamcha and Krillin, and, but ultimately, she's ultimately beaten by the two. And, well, and Yamcha's just sort of living it up that he's able to beat, some of the other warriors in Outworld as well. I'll tell you what, Guinea, you couldn't get this guy to train back on Earth, but here he's a rock star. And, well, there's kind of something familiar about Yamcha that sort of reminds Guinea of Bardock. The scar, just because of the scars on Yamcha's face. As I recall, he has a similar scar to Bardock on one side of his face, plus he has another one down his eye. So she can't help but sort of think of her husband Bardock while she's sort of looking at Yamcha. And, well, nothing. Oh, don't even think it. Yeah, nothing's going on there. It was just something that sort of got her thinking about her husband for a moment. And, well, this is when she notices King Kai is looking sort of disturbed and puzzled.
That monster, he's just too powerful. I don't think Goku and Vegeta can win this one, guys.
What? What do you mean Goku and Vegeta can't win? If they can't win, who's going to stop this Boo? And they are, of course, referring to the final battle between Vegeta and Goku taking on Kid Buu. And Goku, powered up in Super Saiyan 3, was definitely giving Kid Buu quite a bit of a fight, but he's since begun losing power, much like in the original anime, forcing Vegeta to battle with him while Goku tried recharging. And, well, before Vegeta could be killed by Kid Buu, well, luckily the original Majin Buu was released like in the original, and the good Majin Buu is helping them beat back the evil one. And, well, this is where Vegeta comes up with his plan, and, well, unfortunately, Guinea's brief encounter with the rest of the Dragon Team, who were killed by Buu, is pretty much short-lived, because as we know, Vegeta's plan is to use the Namekian Dragon Balls to bring everybody back, and of course restore the Earth. Both those wishes are done, and Vegeta is trying to get them to raise their energy.
Can't believe how dim-witted you Earthlings are! Raise your hands up or we're all dead!
And, well, as we know, Goku tries it as well, and many of his friends and people who know him begin raising their hands up to give him energy. And, well, as it turns out, Gine actually decides she's going to help out as well, and begins raising her hands along with everyone who's in the around Grand Kai's palace at the moment. All the warriors there. After all, they all understand that Majin Buu is a serious threat, not only to the universe, but the entire realm of the dead too. So, be in their best interest to help too. Now, that's what I meant before when I said I wasn't sure if this actually happened in the anime or not, if the dead guys raised their hands up too to give Goku energy. I think they did, come to think of it. But even though Gine can't provide too much extra energy for the Spirit Bomb, it's the gesture that counts, and it's still extra energy. So, she helped! And, well, after Mr. Satan takes the microphone, everyone on Earth's raising their hands, and the Spirit Bomb is just as powerful as it is in the original, maybe slightly a bit more with Gine's energy added to the mix as well. The Spirit Bomb is thrown. The third wish from the Namekian Dragon Balls is, well, essentially raise Goku's power level so he could actually make sure the bomb actually detonates. Majin Buu is killed like in the original. And, well, after which the celebration is held, and well, Goku could sense that Gine had a hand in helping him gather energy, and, well, the decision time was now. He summoned Shenron, the Earth Dragon from the Earth Dragon Balls, and, well, the Eternal Dragon is able to bring back Gine. Gine didn't ask for this or anything, but Goku's basically is decided she never deserved to be in HFIL, and she certainly doesn't deserve to stay dead. Perhaps with a new life, she could do something else with it. Be something more. And perhaps having another Saiyan training partner could push them all to new heights. Why not? And, well, Gine is brought before him, and she does recognize quite a lot of the faces, those who were dead and killed by Majin Buu and ended up in Grand Kai's place. Pretty much, I'm pretty sure King Kai had something to do with that. Everyone ending up there. After all, they are citizens from his side of the galaxy. And, well, this is where Gine got to meet her grandchildren, Goten and Gohan, and meet the wife of Goku, Chi-Chi, for the first time. And, she's quite astounded and surprised, but she doesn't quite know what to do with herself. And, so, for a little while, she began wondering. Even though, like, Goku and the others let her stay at the house, Gine just felt like she was really just imposing. And, well, she decided to more or less move elsewhere. Not because she's, like a typical Saiyan, who, don't really socialize with family. It's just more to the fact that, she simply doesn't want to impose on her family. It's crammed up in that house as it is. So, as she flies away, she actually finds the old homestead of Grandpa Gohan. Grandpa Gohan basically lived in that little shack. So she basically takes that as her house from now. It's not too far from the family anyway. She can hang out them, see them whenever she wants. And, yeah. And, well, as for what she was going to do for the rest of her life on the planet, and, well, one fateful day, when, they were just having some sort of gathering up at Capsule Corp, just some sort of big fiesta in order to celebrate the defeat of Kid Buu, and of course using the Dragon Balls to wipe everyone's memories of the original Majin Buu, so he wouldn't be seen as a monster anymore. And well, Gine decided to help out Bulma's chefs with the food and the serving. And once the food was served up and everyone dug in, they all said and felt that this was the best meal ever. And Bulma wants to know which chef was responsible for all this. And the chefs sort of like bow their heads and move out the way, clearing a view of Gine, who's pretty much bringing out the last of the dishes before taking her own seat. And well, Goku instantly says like, I knew I recognized this cooking. This is my mom's cooking. And well, essentially, everyone is thankful and grateful to the meal and enjoy the meal so much that Bulma basically mentions that she has quite the talent there, and that wondering if she maybe consider opening a restaurant here in West City. And well, she never really had thought about that. I mean, after all, for most of her life, it was that of a Saiyan, and well, then she ended up cooking Outworld. Otherworld, Ryan. Outworld's from Mortal Kombat. Anyway, Otherworld ended up a cook in HFIL only, and then King Kai's personal cook. And perhaps, she doesn't need to be a warrior in this timeline. Not at all. She can pretty much simply be happy and actually have the kind of life that, as a Saiyan, she was never allowed to have. Become her own master chef of her own restaurant. And well, Bulma is happily to provide the funds to get this little endeavor started. And Guinea had a little hand with the sort of business designs. And essentially, the building they ended up designing pretty much ended up looking like a building she had on planet Vegeta. She just believes just have a little personal touch of Saiyan for this restaurant. Something that, if a passerby went by, they couldn't help but go inside. Just because it's unusual and weird, and then the food would just keep them there. And essentially, the name of this restaurant is called Guinea's. And, well, needless to say, and especially with help with like Hercule and Fidel, and of course Capsule Corp's fundage and endorsements, the restaurant is seen as a complete success, and Guinea's earning quite a good living from it. Good enough to support herself, and this is actually good enough that she can support her entire family, which means, guess what? Goku doesn't really have to get a job, even though Chi-Chi still insists that he should, but Guinea basically understands Saiyan instincts, and makes the case, sorry Chi-Chi, but that boy is never going to change. So best let Goku be Goku, and let Gine provide the family. This gives her a sense of purpose. And, well, this means Goku can train harder and longer, as we head into the events of Dragon Ball Super, and that is where we're going to be leaving things for right now. So what do you guys think? Did you enjoy this part of the story? Yeah, you didn't think I was going to go that direction, did you? Nah, I bet you're thinking overly powered Guinea and something crazy like that. But we've already done that in What If Guinea Survived and some other Guinea What Ifs I've done on this channel. But no, I actually wanted to actually give Guinea the chance to have the kind of life she's always wanted to have in pretty much every version of the character. So, now that's not to say that something crazy might not happen later, but for right now, Guinea has finally found her purpose. She has her own New Butte restaurant, and she gets to be with her family. Does she still miss Bardock? Of course. But for right now, she is completely free from her old life. Anyway, as always, I'll leave your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.